welcome to our class, pharmacist. I hope you are in good shape and you have rested very well last night. So today, we will going to have our first meeting, and this is very important so that we can jumpstart our semester. Before anything else, before we start our agenda for this morning's meeting, let me introduce first myself to everyone. So I am Dr. Ferlene May Brieta. I'm a pharmacist and an academician at the same time. And I am with the College of Pharmacy and Chemistry for 10 years already. I have an experience with community, and then I also have an experience as clinical pharmacist in Davao Doctors Hospital just for a short while. And after that, I have been teaching in UIC since 2011 or 2012. I have been teaching the subject since it started. So the subject started because of our experience or our exposure from Monash University in Melbourne. So that is why meron kayo ngayon or meron tayong clinical pharmacy research. Okay? So this research, guys, or pharmacists, is not to burden you, right? So this is to enhance our skills, to keep us up to date, and to hone more our specialty, especially in pharmacy, in making our practice mainstream to make it patient-centered approach. Okay, to start with, these are our agenda. First, we have the agenda. It talks about the research agenda. Now, what are the research agenda of the College of Pharmacy and Chemistry? And then I will present to you our disciplinary journal, our clinical pharmacy research subject and the core of it, and the opportunities for publication. How do we promote practice through research and outcomes? Here on the screen right now, this is our research agenda for the College of Pharmacy and Chemistry. So as you can see, we have 5 main agenda here. First is the mainstream research that was always conducted by pharmacy students, undergraduate students. We call this the experimental type of research that is focused on drug discovery and development. And it's focused on functional foods identified by DOST. And then our specialty belongs to the research agenda number 2. We have here clinical research. So I will discuss later on what are the subtopics or the other, what are the specifics under clinical research. The third one, since our college is divided into 2 disciplines, the College of Pharmacy and Chemistry, number 3 agenda is more focused for chemistry discipline or chemistry students. So we have here sustainable and green chemistry. The fourth one, we can also adapt this agenda, and the undergraduate students can also perform this one. It is about pharmacy informatics. And then the fifth one, this is adapted from United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 3, 4, and 6. If you would like, you can access it through the web. And later on, if you are assigned with a group or you are assigned with an advisor, you can check with your group and with your advisor what are the things under under these 3 goals. Know what are the things under UN Sustainable Development Goal 3, 4, and 6, so that you can ponder on it if you can have it as your research of interest or research topic. Okay? So that is the main CPC research agenda. Now, moving forward to our clinical research agenda, we have here just a bird's eye view or on what are the things done under clinical research. But our agenda is not limited on these topics. No, if you have something in mind later on that is within pharmacy practice and it's not stipulated here, we can still do that. Okay, but just to give you an idea, what are the things that you can do under clinical research? These are some of the things enumerated in our handbook. First, we have study on health information systems, health policy, and health services research. We also do health behaviors and disease prevention and health promotion. So the first agenda is very broad. Can look for other specific topic that falls under this umbrella. So if you are practicing right now or you have recent research in your previous employer or in your current institution and it falls within this topic, then you can still continue to do that. The second agenda we have here economic research on drug utilization versus cost. So typically, this is general term we use pharmacoeconomic studies. So you can conduct pharmacoeconomic studies. What are the problematic drugs or what are the drugs of concern that can be studied under pharmacoeconomics? Next is medication management on infectious diseases, cardiovascular diseases, and metabolic diseases. Another agenda is special focus on programs for specific population. For example, programs that concerns pregnant women, programs that concerns pediatrics and geriatrics. And the last one, which is not, of course, the your limitations for the agenda. You can also do studies on antimicrobial stewardship. I know there are a lot of researches done under this topic, but you can still do a lot more, especially on populations that are not quite visited by different institutions, such as in the rural areas or even in the far-flung areas. So here on the screen, this is our CPC official journal. It is called Root Gatherers. So this is our disciplinary journal where we upload or we publish our studies both for College of Pharmacy and Chemistry and also for our clinical pharmacy students. We publish it here. So I am just showing you the volume 10 of 2017. So this is the cover page of it. All right. So later on, once you are done with your research, we can publish it here in our disciplinary journal and then it can be accessed online. And when it is accessed online, researchers from other parts of the world or even in other researchers within the area or in the Philippines, they can cite your work or they can cite your research. All right. So now this is the clinical research subject. So this next agenda focus on our subject landscape. Now I want everyone to attention on the screen so that it would be very clear to everyone what will be our subject about or how to navigate with our subject. So our subject is done or is offered, clinical research subject is offered only in the first semester. Okay? But our research output required for this subject is the complete research manuscript itself. So for us to finish the complete research manuscript, we will going to divide it into two installments. So the first installment is scheduled under first semester. So our first semester, this will start this August until December. Now, the second installment will commence on the second semester, that is January to May 2023. So it is presented on the screen that in the first installment or the first semester, you are required to do or to accomplish two things. And this is your proposal defense and ethics clearance application. Okay? I would like to reiterate that in the first semester, for you to have your grade, you need to finish the proposal defense and to apply for ethics clearance. The second installment of the subject will the second installment will commence on the second semester under different subject. It's not clinical research subjects anymore. It will be under special topics. All right? So it will be under special topics under final term. So in the second semester, you are going to conduct research data gathering. So in the second semester, after you have received your ethics clearance, you are going to start data gathering, and then you are going to start writing your results and discussion, conclusion, and finalize all the contents of the paper and present it through final technical defense. And this is done at around final term of second semester, April to May 2023. Okay? So these things are done by group. Now you have in your classroom the link for the Google form where you will going to answer pertinent information for the groupings. I will finalize the grouping once the final official list of students is released or is uploaded under my account. So with the manner of grouping these students, I will take consideration, of course, if you are working together, if you are within the vicinity, you are living close to each other, not really within the same town. If you are within the neighboring town or region, it can give us at least similar landscape of what is going on your community. And of course, if you are within the same time zone, right? Maybe some of you are staying in different time zone, living in different areas of the world. So that those are the considerations that I will going to apply when grouping you. Again, typically the groupings for clinical research is composed of 3 members. So 3-member groups, unless there are students that that comes in late or answer the form late, so they will not be joined with the original grouping. So that is why I need at least a week more to finalize the list of students to give or to generate the final groupings, because it's so difficult to regroup again and again. So maybe next week I can release your who will be your group mates. Now, for the next one, we have there the fees. So we have institutional fees for research, or we call it institutional research honoraria for your assigned advisor and for later on the panel members for your technical defense. So I will upload screenshot of the CPC handbook and upload it in our classroom so that you can see the fees there for clinical research. Now, for the subject teacher and advisor, I will discuss to you the roles of a subject teacher and advisor. So, for this instance, I am talking to you, everyone. I am talking to you as the subject teacher for clinical pharmacy research. Okay, so I will help you with the technicalities. I will help you with the content on how to write research. But you will have an advisor that will journey with you. No, you will be journeying with an advisor to help you with decision making on what are the things that you need to write to make your research topic valid or to make your research writing correct. You need to specify the concern if it needs a subject teacher or it needs to be referred to your advisor. We need to know which concerns goes to Ma'am Ferlin, or which one goes to Doc Cherry or to Dean or to other advisors. You need to be sure what are your concerns para alam natin kanino siya i-raise and then ma-address siya promptly. Okay? So, all right? So you have subject teacher and you have an advisor to help you with your research writing from this point onwards until May 2023. That's the whole academic year 2022-2023. So for the next part, we have here content and formatting. We have here some preliminaries and some other minor sections of the paper. So these sections are always present in the paper. So we have the title page, we have approval sheet, of course, we have to do the abstract, acknowledgement, table of contents, list of figures, tables, plates, and later on, we will going to do referencing. We will have the references section and then the appendices, and you have to put your curriculum vitae as well. All right. So for the clinical pharmacy research, we are going to follow the IMRAD version. So we have 4 sections to make under clinical research for the whole academic year. So we have the first section, the introduction, second section, the methodology, third section is our results and discussion. The fourth section is the conclusion. So it's IMRAD version. Now, what is missing from the Germanic style that we usually do undergraduate studies is the related literature and studies. So the RRL is already inserted or embedded in chapter 1 or in the introduction part. All right. So this is our formatting style. We will use Arial, size 10, single space, and we have the margin 1 inch for all sides of the paper. I will just upload it in our classroom. Okay. So this is the content of our paper, IMRAD, and other preliminaries presented here and the formatting. So for the actual paper, sample that you can check, I will upload a sample paper in our Google Classroom as well. Okay, so this slide presents the outcomes, the course outcomes. So again, we have 3 course outcomes. Outcome 1, internalize the fundamental concepts of research methods utilized in pharmaceutical researches. And then we have outcome 2, develop competency in processing data using appropriate statistical tools and in interpreting the results to arrive to a logical and scientific decision. So this is our outcome 2. So if you can see in the outcome 2, you have an idea now what are the topics that you are going to have later on throughout the semester. Now, outcome 3, we will perform technical and ethically sound research. So you are expected to perform technically sound research. So we are going to make sure that it's scientifically correct. No? And then we have to follow ethical considerations to make our research ethically sound. So these are the outcomes of our subject. Pay attention to it because these are the basis for our topics later on. Now, for this subject, so we have assessment tasks. It is quite different from other subjects because in our subject, we don't have quizzes. Okay? We don't have short quizzes or long quizzes. We only have 3 term exams. So the term exam, first we'll have it prelim, during midterms, and finals. And then we will get an average for that 3 term exam, and that comprises 50% of your grade. Alright? So the 50% of your grade will be coming from the average of the term examinations. The other 50% will be coming from the defense grade. So for the first installment, as I have mentioned a while ago, for the first semester, your grade, the other 50% will be coming from the proposal defense grade. During the proposal, the technical panel members, we have the chairman, we have 2 panel members. They are going to grade your manuscript. They will going to grade how you present your paper, the complete presentation, the complete explanation needed for your research topic, and of course, the manner how you answer their questions. So they will give you a grade, and the average of that grade coming from the 3 panel members will be 50% of your grade for the subject. So basically, to summarize the grades, to summarize the grade that you need to generate for the subject, 50% is from yourself and 50% is from group effort. All right? So it's not necessary that at the end of the semester you have the same grade with your group mates. Okay? Again, I will reiterate, the subject grade will be coming from 50% from your self effort, perseverance, your 3 term assessments or your 3 term exams. And then the other 50% will be from the defense grade, the average grade given by the 3 panel members. That is for the first installment of the subject, which covers only the introduction and the method. So the output that you are going to present will be only introduction and the method. When you pass the subject, of course, you will going to proceed to the second semester. That is now the second installment of your subject. And the things that you need to do there will be out of my jurisdiction because it will be under special topics. You will be journeying now with your specific advisors in terms of data gathering, in terms of making the next 2 chapters that will complete your paper. So if in the first installment or in the first semester, you have performed or you have composed introduction and method,
Sana hindi ako
on the second installment, you will going to present or you are going to compose the chapter 3 and the chapter 4, which are the results and discussion and the conclusion, and as well as the other preliminary sections of the paper. So that defense grade during the final defense will be representing your final grade under or the final term grade under special topics. So in the second semester, you have special topic subject. So the grade for the final term will be coming from your final defense grade. Again, the grade under the final term for special topic subject in the second semester will be coming from the final defense grade. And after the final defense, you are going to revise more your manuscript. And that will be Doc Moanya will be asking for your revised manuscript before you can go forward to the next stage of your to the next stage of your journey, which is your internship. Okay, so your completely revised, approved manuscript is needed for you to continue with the internship proper. Okay, so I hope that is clear to everyone. Let's go forward to the specific topics for every term. Okay, so these are the topics that you are going to have with me as your subject teacher. Now this is specifically for prelim. So the prelim in every term, guys, we have 6 weeks, right? So we have here 4 topics for each term. Okay, for prelim, we have introduction. So in the classroom, I have posted already some of my slides or my videos. Now, for the second week, we have here research topic and research problem. For the third week, we are going to discuss related literature and studies and conceptual framework. And the fourth one or the fourth topic for prelim, we're going to discuss different research design, how to do data collection, and how to validate or how to look for instruments, research instruments, or yung we called as research instrumentation. So these are the topics for prelim. And these are also the coverage for our prelim exam. Okay, of course. Moving forward, these are now the topics for midterm. So as you can remember, the course outcome number 2, it discusses or it has terms there that related to statistics. So for us to cover CO2 or course outcome 2, these are the topics and it is within midterms. First, we will going to have biostatistics that is more applicable for pharmacoepidemiology. Then we're going to have statistical hypothesis testing and inference. Continue it on the third week. We were going to have parametric and non-parametric hypothesis testing. And on the fourth week for midterms, you will learn how to present your data in your manuscript and in the presentation or like in a PowerPoint. Okay, both for your manuscript and for the presentation. All right, so these are the topics for midterms. Now, moving forward, as we reach finals, we have 4 topics. First, the evidence-based medicine. Second, we'll be discussing about RCT or randomized controlled trials and other observational studies such as cohort study. Then we're going to have week 3 for systematic review and meta-analysis, just a background about it. And the fourth and the last topic is our ethical considerations, how to write abstract, and we will going to review APA style formatting with the latest version or the latest edition. All right, so these are the topics for finals.